Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Wednesday, the 2nd of February, comes to you from London. And markets showing green on the screen, so we're looking more positive this morning. Remembering that I'm running on Refinitiv Icon, which is, if you're a private user, similar to Metastock, you can go and configure your data services. Of course, Updata is compatible with dozens of different data services, hence the name Updata. So we start by looking at the dollar index, seeing a fallback this week after a very strong week last week. But the fact is we are above the cloud now on the medium and long-term charts. So short-term bearish, but medium and long-term bullish. And we still do have this big upside targets on the point and figure chart. So that's going to be key. And that means the euro is medium and long-term bearish. It has been for a while, actually. And we've got these big downside targets. And our call for this year is it's going to be a bad year for the euro versus the dollar. Looking at sterling, we're sitting at 135. So looking a bit stronger there on the short term. We might be making a bit of a transition. All eyes waiting for interest rates in the UK. Looking at sterling against the euro, we're seeing a stronger chart here, just nudging multi-year highs there, so really significant. And if we want to go back and look at that, we can actually see that we would be going back to levels that we haven't seen since 2016. So that would be very, very significant to see those moves back to sort of Brexit time. So really quite a key breakout there potentially. So if we look at the Bitcoin chart, we're sitting at $38,500, looking stronger there. And we look at the S&P 500, we were actually up 0.7% yesterday, just nudging, getting back into short-term territory. A good recovery here. 4,500 is the level, and we broke above that yesterday. Looks like we bounced right on the cloud on the long-term chart. We have now got downside targets, of course, and if we go lower, we do activate those targets. So that's really the key. And the same for the NASDAQ, a big downside target there. If we go lower, tech could unwind. So we've got to watch for that. Looking at the VIX volatility, the futures are up quite strongly today, by the way. So it looks like the market will open quite sharply higher in the US, and that means the VIX volatility is back into the low 20s. So the fear index is now under control. FTSE future is up 0.75% this morning. The DAX in Germany up 0.4%. So looking stronger there, up above the cloud again. 15,000 is the key level there to watch, and we're bounced off that quite successfully. In Asia, we've got Japan was up 2%, so looking stronger there. The Hang Seng we are seeing is still closed for Chinese New Year, as is the Chinese market. Looking at the Sensex in India, up 1.2%, so looking stronger there. And in Oz, we're up nearly 1.2% as well. So we're seeing markets really recovering. We'll look at the energy mix in a minute. Soft commodities down slightly, wheat down 0.6%, doesn't change the long-term picture there. We're looking at gold, just nudging below that $1,800. Well, it's back above 1,800. We are really teetering with this $1,800 level this morning as we watch. So really significant, this level. Gold slightly recovering off the lows, but really waiting for this breakout. We've got big upside targets, just need to wait for the break. Silver is up, platinum and palladium up. Palladium really bouncing high. We've had a very strong January in palladium, so we're seeing precious metals starting to move. Copper up 0.5%. So again, just in the sideways range, waiting for the next break and run, which looks like happening. US 10-year yields down 1%, sitting at 178, but the reality is bond yields are in bullish trends, medium and long term. And the German Bund, we are looking at 168.97. This 167.5 level is absolutely critical. If we see that broken on the Bund, then we've got levels much lower, and we've got targets there as well. Bond markets looking really set to end a 20-30 year run, and that's a very significant event that is going to be a slow burn, one to watch for the year. Looking at Brent crude, we are just steady around $89. WTI, much the same picture. We're just waiting for the next break. Crude oil looking very strong, having held these new highs. US nat gas, we're bullish this morning. We're up 4% there. And emissions, we've made a big call as well out to clients. That's really running now, so keep an eye on that, breaking out above that €90 level. Again, that was in our morning call report. If you're a professional enterprise user, you will have had that in your system, and you can see here this is what we said this morning when we were making that break with those targets. So keep an eye on those reports. Coming back to the looking at the energy mix, we have TTF up 1%, nat gas up as well, looking like we might be putting in a higher low, so really critical to see which way we break here. And if we look at German power, we're up 4% there. That's looking stronger as well, and Nordic power up as well. So looks like we're finding some support on the cloud. Watch your OTC prices for targets, and remember, just keep an eye on these news screens. That's where we cover all the latest information in your system. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.